right, welcome guys to the Compa Podcast. This is Dario and Romero, Compa number 1, and Compa number 1,
Cesar Rivera.
We're here to address the most important questions that the viewers have. We're going to have a few. I'm going to ask you questions. We're going to have a narrative, and we're going to go from there. And again, make sure you rate, comment, and drink. All right?
These questions better be good is all I'm saying. We're starting to get this thing going. I think, a big part of what I like to do is making sure that we are addressing what the people want.
The people.
The people.
La gente. All right, future compas, wannabes, listen up. All right, so let me ask you this question. How dangerous is a guy's trip to Vegas if you have Edgar and Alvaro involved? What do you think will happen, and what are the consequences?
It's a great question, but I think more importantly, we should kind of level set the expectations here. Are we talking it's just Edgar and Alvaro, or are we talking about it's Edgar, Alvaro, and compas?
Us 2, plus them, 4. What happens? Do we take a cell phone or our phones off during the whole time? What type of things should we expect?
So here is a very interesting angle, and this is where, if you are dating or married to a Latina, there's 2 different ways you have to play this. That's number 1. Number one. But I think
I'm just kidding, Chula.
Yeah, definitely apologize. We're going to go ahead and... It's different footage that we're going to have to share.
Yeah, we're going to cut that out.
Yes. What I'm saying is, you're with the boys.
The boys.
Los hombres. Los hombres. Con los compas.
Yeah.
So you have to act tough. You have to let them know who's in charge.
Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Who's in charge? These guys. So you let them know, you know what? Don't take your phones. Make sure you bring cash. We're going to do everything in cash. We don't want to have any...
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Absolutely. You keep asking me questions. I'm full of good points. So you do that. But in the background, you got to talk to your wife and just be like, hey, we're planning this boys trip. Are there any rules or is anything that I should be staying away from?
What if your wife says no, flat out no?
Then you tell her...
I'm not going.
You tell her, I love your input. It will be considered, and then be like, no. You know what I mean?
And you know what I'm saying is, no way I'm gonna piss you off. I'm gonna stay home and watch the proposal with me, Chula.
Not that I know someone, but there was another person who's near and dear to me, who had planned a bachelor party at one point. Vegas was a potential option. We did not go there, but that is for another episode.
When you say planned, it's very different than just having a thought, right?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. So we have another question. So can someone explain how Mark from New Jersey has a New Jersey driver's license, but he speaks Spanish like he is landed from Santo Domingo? Like, how does that happen? And how does this white guy, Mark, know about tortas?
Dímelo, papi, ¿qué es lo que tú dices? Ponle de 30, te quieres mío, tú sabes.
I'm assuming he's not talking about the edible torta. Well, I guess anything's edible. Right? So can you tell me about that?
I honestly don't even know where to go with this because you're telling me Mark, and I look at the spelling here, it's with the K. At first I thought I'm like, surely it's got to be Marco. It's got to be something else. Maybe it's a last name. I don't know.
Yo no sé.
Another thing too is he's from New Jersey, or he lives in New Jersey, but he was born and raised in the great state of Ohio, is my understanding. So
that's the torta central. Now it makes sense. So it comes with the experience of the tortas, that you get a little different color, a little different flavor, a little seasonings a little bit different, but definitely tortas. There's tortas, there's tamales, there's gancitos, but his specialty is in tortas. So
I think the other thing too is you were talking about that is if he is in Torta Central or Grand Torta Central, shout out to those in New York, Grand Central Station, he is a very fit guy, yet he gives me the impression that he stays eating tortas.
Well, I did notice his biceps were a little too big, and it makes sense when you're working out.
You're right. It's up and down, up and down.
So let's assume that your Latina wife is giving you attitude. Is she really giving you attitude, or is she just correcting you with passion?
Who's watching this again?
It could be a wife. It can be someone else. Who knows? So Please give your response, assuming that anyone can watch this, including baby Leo. Shout out. Happy first birthday.
That's right, coming up. And then, baby Luke coming up in July as well, along with my compa. But, that's a different story for a different day. So, is she giving you attitude? Attitude, I think, is gratitude, is the way that I look at it, And sometimes I have to reflect on, did I say something wrong?
And
was I considerate along the way?
Is the sky blue?
Depends on the day.
Or the time of the day.
That's right. That is correct.
So, if you're breathing, you're making a mistake. And don't breathe so damn hard, because you shouldn't be doing that. In my opinion, she is correcting you with extreme, violent passion. Sorry.
Who is she in this case, by the way? I like to be a little more specific.
My therapist says I'm not ready to talk about this out in the open, but I'm not scared. These tears are not of fear. They're not fear, okay?
Blink twice.
Let me grab this really quick. But no, so I want to say that it could be attitude. It could be a little bit of everything, but I think it works. Maybe I'm not getting enough attitude about me losing weight, so is it my fault? I don't think so. Maybe there's some adjustments that can happen with the wife, because she can just give me more aggressive correction or with passion.
Yeah, the way that I see it sometimes is like, am I not seeking enough input?
That's true.
Also, right?
And should you be seeking it, or should it be given to you because you are the love of that person's life? It's all about perspective.
It's all about perspective. And so far, we've covered a couple of different topics, and we end up in the same place. It is a mystery.
Oh, it's a mystery. Tempe, Arizona. Lastly, you're a financial analyst. You've been in the financial field for minimum 3 years, 10 years, 20 years.
It has been a total of, at this point, we're talking about 15 plus years.
Okay, so I would say that you know your shit, right? So let me ask you a real question. This is for all my Gen Z followers right now. So how do I realistically turn $1,000 into $1 million if I only want to work 3 hours a day? And don't give me any of this bullshit of working hard. I just want to work 3 hours a day, no weekends. Give me your top 10 tips. Or top 5. Let's top 5.
I find myself having to talk through these things a lot, as you could imagine. Highly sought after expert. One of the first questions that I have is, what is your timeline? Like, what are you looking towards? Because
3 hours a day.
critical.
That's the timeline.
Timeline, okay. Is there any specific date that you're working towards? Is it you want to do this in 3 months? Now?
Now.
Also could be very reasonable at times. And so, it's $1,000, which really, by today's standards, that's a lot of money that you could start to work
with. For
a
Gen Z, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I have no idea why you would just sit on the sidelines thinking about it when you can take some action.
So, would you get those $1,000, buy something, sell it, and then 10x that? Like, that's my mentality. I've seen a lot of influencers talking about 10x things. How do you do that? Let's say in a week. I want to make this happen in 1 week.
So what you do is you buy a used vehicle. You take a loan against that used vehicle. You take that loan and you buy yourself a house. Now, you might be thinking, oh, now is this going to be the house of my dreams? Absolutely not. Don't fall in love with it. This is an investment. Do not fall in love with it. Now, what you're able to do is, very quickly, you rent that out. You take the positive cash flow. You buy 10 more houses. You 10x that shit. $1 million. Why are you aiming so low at this point? You know what I mean?
Wow.
Tens of millions, hundreds of millions. Why limit yourself to millions when you can make billions of dollars?
Yeah, too much money ain't enough money. You know the feds listening. But what money?
And is that possible in 1 month?
It's possible in any timeline that you would like. I mean, 1 month, I think you might be falling behind. How many hours are there in a day?
Not enough.
How many minutes are there in a day?
Unknown.
How many seconds are there in a day?
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Don't constrain yourself to something that is fake such as time. It does not exist.
And are you currently selling your ebook on this the steps? Because I assume this is just a small part of what you're teaching.
Oh, this is
the youth.
This is very small. This is probably the intro course. You know, if you'd like to really get into the nitty-gritty detail, and 3 hours a day, why not make it 1 hour a day?
But that's why you have to buy the program. And again, follow El Compa or Compa, depending what part of the country you're watching us or what part of the world. So make sure you rate, comment, and drink. And you better 10x that. And then you gotta drink again. All right, again, thank you for watching. This is episode 1.